for me, I wanted something that allowed us to be able to measure in a credible, meaningful way. And I was then lucky enough to, through Bill White, to start a series of communications with a woman called Alexandre Laudet. I don't know if that you remember. Again, somebody who's no longer involved in the field. And she'd done her and William White had done a great study about recovery in New York.
Yeah, no, I've read quite a lot of her work. Yeah,
absolutely. And not the easiest person to work with, but an incredibly bright, committed, passionate woman. And so we did in 2010, we did a brief kind of thought paper for the Royal Society for the Arts, who at that time were interested in recovery.
Yeah.
And we did, and it just started me thinking, how do we start to count this stuff? And since then, that's what 14 years. A substantial part of my work really has been around developing, refining measures and metrics. And you ask, effectively, how do I keep kind of publications going? I should point out, Wulf, that I'm in 2025, I'll pass 250 peer-reviewed journal publications. So I have been able to keep that kind of that output.
You have, yeah, phenomenally, yeah.
That keeps those university paymasters from the door. But in the last decade, it really has been about measurement and metric. That's what I've been able to churn out.
But you're making you're making a really important point, even in doing that piece of work. I mean, I know we're going to try and extend the conversation, but at the heart of all of the conversations that we have had in this whole series so far, people are starting with one of those key points that you're making, that recovery is more than treatment. And this is exactly what you're saying. Treatment has a certain, and we could call it, yes, you're absolutely right, it's the deficit-based accounting. It's what I always used to say, that, well, if your life's shit and then, drinking makes it slightly less shit and then you just get rid of the drinking, well, it's still shit. So, so you're absolutely right. So you're still making that same core point, even though you're doing it through this business of trying to capture or measure it into a system. It's this point that there is something beyond treatment that's possibly more important to the individual and or of course life changing critically. Yes.